Can you give a little bit of context about who you are, what business you operate, and then who you've helped over the last 5 years?
100%. My name is Jacob Neffendorf. I am the owner and founder of Rise Land Clearing Growth, which is an agency that for the past 5 years has been focused on absolutely nothing but land clearing and forestry mulching businesses. We've worked with close to 500 land clearing companies in that time, and we've talked to over 20,000. In that time, I've been able to record every call, every conversation, every Zoom call that we've had with any of our clients and prospective clients, as well as their sales conversations, and been able to amass this moat of data alongside spending millions of dollars a year on ads specifically for land clearing to be able to figure out what exactly works the best for this industry specifically, all the way from what you actually film at the job site to how many times you have to actually try to talk to a customer to turn them into a paying customer.
So, Jacob, with his line of work, how many millions of dollars do you think you've spent on ads, managing an ad spend over the years?
I think we're getting close to about 20 million.
$20 million of ad spend. Hear me out on this. $20 million of ad spend. My question for listeners: do you think that after $20 million of ad spend, Jacob knows more or less about what ads perform best? I know for a fact that Jacob knows more about what ads perform best. And this is the specific reason why I chose to work with Jacob early on. Now, great guy, and he's become a great friend at this point. But the sheer volume in which they have managed over the last 5 years, specific to our industry, is absolutely insane. And guys, what we're going to share with you today is more about an AI tool that we have built based off of Jacob's knowledge base combined with my operational and systems knowledge base. Okay, so if you stick around, we are going to show you an opportunity that you can be one of the first people to jump on the AI bandwagon and move faster.
Can I just hit that really quick, Austin?
Yeah.
I just want to say that about a month ago, I thought maybe I could launch this by myself with the amount of data that we had. But I truly did feel like there was a missing piece. And guess what? Austin, for years now, has not only built his own multi-7-figure land clearing business in a tiny market and documented every minute of that process. He has now repeated that process in multiple other businesses that have grown to multiple 7 figures and amounts tons, thousands of training videos and transcripts on exactly how to do that and what to do in pretty much every scenario that you could encounter between $0 and $1 million a year in the land clearing business, and actually beyond that as well. That was the missing piece that I believe has now made this tool 10x more valuable than it would have ever been if I would have launched it myself.
So look, if you guys stick around, I'm going to encourage you to grab a coffee, get somewhere where you can look at the screen, because we are going to be showing you behind the scenes of a tool that has been trained on both of our combined brains and documented knowledge bases. So when you look at it, Jacob, for the last 5 years, has focused an immense amount of time on honing in the sales and marketing process, specifically for land clearing and forestry mulching businesses. I have become obsessive about how do we build the system and the operations behind building and growing these types of businesses. And what ClearPath is trained on is the knowledge base behind both. And we're going to show you behind the scenes today if you stick around. So if you own a machine already, or if you are just starting out, then this next hour is going to be for you. Everyone here in this industry is welcome. I want to repeat that. For those of you who are just starting out, Or if you already have a machine, you're welcome here. If you're just getting into the business, this next hour is going to be for you. If you're already operating and doing jobs, this next hour will be for you. Okay. So here's what's really going on. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're a blue collar business owner, and if you're like me, at any given time, you have hundreds of questions bouncing around in your head, but you don't have clear answers. You're wondering, what do I do next? Some of you are stuck in the machine and you don't know the exact move to make. Some of you are still guessing on your pricing. Some of these jobs you nail, and then some of the jobs you're bleeding cash on. Some of you still have leads coming from random word of mouth. You have no predictable system for how to get qualified leads on a consistent basis. And most of you, you can't go sit at the dinner table with your friends and family and talk to them about the questions that are bouncing around in your head because they're not owning and operating a land clearing or forestry mulching business. So therefore, you have nobody to ask your questions when one of these real decisions come up, like, when do I hire? What's the best way to get leads? How do I build a sales process? Or heck, even a follow-up sequence. What do I even say in a text follow-up sequence? And if you stick around, we're going to show you behind the scenes of what we've built. So by the end of this hour, you are going to see a 24/7 AI advisor that is built specifically for land clearing and forestry mulching business owners. And we're going to answer some real questions live right here on this call. This isn't theory. This isn't, hey, this is coming soon. Like, this is happening today, right here, right now. So lock in. If you haven't poured yourself a cup of coffee, I would encourage you to do so and zone in here, because this is going to be fun. If you can't hear it in my voice, I'm incredibly excited, and I know Jacob is as well. So here's what we're going to be covering. First, the 3 levers that you have heard. Hey, Jacob, would you mind to go on mute if you don't mind?
100%.
The 3 levers that you've heard us talk about in the past on these live streams: leads, sales, capacity. We're going to dive deeper into this, all right? We're also going to be sharing with you what ClearPath actually is, a little bit more about how it got built and why it was built. We're going to share with you a live demo. I'm going to ask real questions from a real operator's perspective. You're going to see live answers, no pre-programmed scripts. And then you're going to see a founding 100 offer. So for the first 100 people, we've got something special for you guys.
So the whole game, every land clearing business comes down to truly 3 levers with a little bonus: leads, sales, talent, hiring, capacity. All of that can't necessarily be right if you don't have pricing, right? So we're going to talk about that really quickly. You've heard it before, but we're going to go into it in a little depth here. Lever number 1 is actually leads. People have to know you exist. Is the phone ringing? The mistake most guys make is they're trying to grow their business on referral only. No system. You end up feast or famine. You literally don't know if this month will be 10K or 40K. So there's some guys that even do this. They don't know if their month's going to be 50 or 100K. Really good months, really low months, because they don't have a system. What that's costing you: 5 hot leads a month going cold before you respond at an average 4K job. That's 20K a month out the door. Lever number 2 is going to be sales. If you fix your lead problem, but you can't close them, you're not getting any jobs. How many of these leads turn into paid jobs? The biggest mistake here we see is slow response, weak follow-up. You send a bid and silence for 10 days, and you say, if they want it or if they're serious, they'll call me. No, no, and no. What that's costing you: a slow response time could cut your close rate in half or worse. Every missed bid, $3,000 to $8,000 gone. That could add up to tens of thousands of dollars in a month. Lever number 3 is going to be capacity and hiring. Most of you are in two different positions. You're either running ragged solo or maybe a helper, or you're hiring too early and you're eating payroll and worrying if you can keep these people paid with no jobs lined up. You have no idea which side to fall on. What that's costing you. You're stuck at your own labor ceiling, or you hired too early and you're burning cash and burning your reputation. Now, of course, none of this matters if you don't have pricing right. It just doesn't. That's the bonus lever. One wrong number and you work for free. If you underprice your day rate by $1,000 on a 3-day job, that's $3,000 gone. Multiply that across 10 jobs in a month, that's 30 grand you could be losing. We've seen this time and time again. One mistake, one bid, there goes your profit. So why does ClearPath exist? When you're asking all of these questions, what if you had something right by your side answering right on your phone saying, here's exactly what to do next. Here's exactly what to do instead. That's why ClearPath exists. Me and Austin get emails, TikTok messages, Facebook messages, school messages, texts, whatever, 10 times a day asking these questions. Sometimes it's at night. And guess what? Austin says this all the time. We got to sleep. Guess what? ClearPath doesn't.
So look, those questions that we get asked, we've realized are all similar questions. And for those of you who have been watching and tuning in on this live stream, you've even seen some of these questions being asked on the live stream. Hey, how should I charge for this 4-acre mulch job right here? I got this one in Accelerator last week. Should I buy a second machine? When should I buy a second machine? When do I hire? Do I buy a machine first or do I hire first? Hey, my ads aren't working. What do I do? I sent all of these estimates, but this customer ghosted me. They're not calling me back. What's next? Hey, I'm going to be hiring somebody. Do I hire a W-2 employee or do I hire a subcontractor? If any of these questions sound familiar, it's because you're in this industry. We all have similar questions as we navigate those growth phases. Now, Jacob just hit on the 3 different bottlenecks that we've talked about on past live streams. And those 3 are leads, sales, and capacity. And he hammered on the point that if you don't have pricing correct, then none of those 3 matter anyway. All of these questions that you're asking in relation to leads, sales, and capacity are all similar questions that other operators in this industry are asking as well. So look, instead of answering all of these one by one, we built something that could answer all of these questions for you. We've already touched on this, but Jacob has 5 years, almost $20 million of managed ad spend. I've asked this question already. Do you think that after spending $20 million managing ads, that Jacob and his team know more about the highest performing ads or less? And the obvious answer is they know more about what ads perform best. This is the value right here of why I believe it's worth paying a pro. This is the value that when Jacob and I met, I immediately saw, holy crap. If you can tell me exactly what scripts to record, you can tell me exactly what I need to say on my Facebook ad videos. If you can coach me exactly how I need to film, and if that saves me time as an owner and as an operator and gets me closer to getting more qualified leads, then that's worth the agency fee all day long. But the crazy thing is Jacob has trained this AI advisor on all of that data. So all of the highest performing ads that Jacob has access to, all of the details that make those ads perform great, he's fed into this knowledge base. This is absolutely insane to have access to this. You pair that up with my obsessive approach to building and refining the best system to build and grow land clearing and forestry mulching businesses. And the knowledge base that this thing is trained on is absolutely insane. It is absolutely insane when you combine the sales and marketing data set and the systems and operations knowledge into one AI advisor. This thing is trained on both of us, both of our frameworks. So if you've ever wished that you could go back to a live stream, and if you're like, man, I really wish I could remember what Jacob and Austin were talking about in relation to leads or in relation to how to build out a text sequence or how to optimize a Google business profile. If you've ever had one of those thoughts, guess what? Not only is it trained on our own knowledge bases and data sets, it's trained on all the live streams that we've done. We've fed it all the transcripts. So you will now be able to ask an AI advisor a specific question that we've talked about on the past live streams and get answers to that. And guess what? You don't have to wait on us if we're sleeping. You can ask this. This AI agent works 24/7. Okay. ClearPath is a 24/7 AI advisor specifically for land clearing and forestry mulching owners. And you can ask it this. Hey, here's my question that I have right now. Or here's 100 questions I have right now. And you can go one by one and ask those. And it's going to provide you an answer. Now, everybody's big question right now is, well, why don't I just use ChatGPT? Let me ask you this. Have any of you used ChatGPT and had it go off the rails on you? AKA give you some long-winded response that was pulled off the internet from some rando source. Me too. The best AI agents in the world right now are trained with guardrails. And so I want you to hear me out on this. The difference between using ChatGPT and what we have trained ClearPath on is not only the data set and the knowledge base, it's the guardrails that we've put in place. This is trained specifically from guys who have operated within the land clearing and forestry mulching business. It has specific rules so that it does not go outside the guardrails. Okay. I've already hammered on this, but it's trained on real systems, hundreds of interviews, transcripts, calls, and video trainings specific to the land clearing and forestry mulching business. It's trained on real ads, the highest performing ads and scripts in the entire country that Jacob has managed with over or up to $20 million worth of spend. Okay, this one is huge right here. Real marketing, the highest performing videos, posts, follow-up scripts that actually book jobs and boost rankings. This is trained on real crew day rates in the way that we recommend our guys who go through Accelerator put together their crew day rates and pricing. And it's trained on other top performing 7-figure operators. Once again, this is trained on knowledge bases from real operations, from data from hundreds of land clearing operators across the US. So enough talking. Why don't we show you what it actually looks like on the back end? So Jacob's got ClearPath pulled up on the back end. He's going to drive. I'm going to ask some questions based on what a real operator in this industry could ask.
Let's do it.
Let's have some fun. Okay, we're inside ClearPath. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about the interface and what this is? Whenever people jump in, what is it going to do?
Absolutely. So I skipped ahead just a hair to save your time and hours. But once you sign up, it's going to put you through an onboarding cadence so that it learns about you and kind of shows you around, lets you set your settings up. This is once you get just past that. It takes a few seconds. We're looking at the chat interface here. Same thing exists on your cell phone. On the left here, you can see all of the saved chats. So if you want to chat with it about hiring, pricing, leads, equipment, operations, pricing, whatever, you could save those in different chats so that you have different subjects that you're talking about. Right here, I'm in one of the chats and I just hit a super quick question to get us kicked off here. Hey, I want you to build me a land clearing website for my business, Austin's Land Clearing in Nashville, Tennessee. I want this to be 100% SEO optimized, and I want you to give me the outline for all the pages we need to build. Then next, I want you to help me write the content for each page. But let's start with the outline. The big thing I want to point out here is that it didn't just spit out an answer, which it could have. It could have taken that little information and spit out an answer. But it's going to ask clarifying questions first so that we can spit out the best answer. So Austin, let me ask you these questions and we'll see what the next step is. So what specific service do you want to focus on? What's your service area? What's your target customer? What's your current business status? And what do you know about the main competitors in your area?
Okay, perfect. So Jacob brought up a very important piece here. When you guys are working with any AI tool, my encouragement is to spend the time up front training the AI on your specific situation. Okay. You will get the best outputs the more time you spend answering these questions in detail. So what I'm about to do is I'm about to give the AI answers to the questions that it just gave. All right. So let's do this in real time. Jacob, you got Whisper Flow rocking?
Yep, ready.
All right. So for services, hey, my name's Austin. I own Austin's Forestry Mulching in Nashville, Tennessee. I want you to help me optimize specifically for forestry mulching services targeting high net worth landowners in the Nashville and surrounding areas. We want to target property owners over 2 acres who have a land value of, or a property value of $1 million plus. The service areas, look, I'm willing to travel within an hour from Nashville, but I'm looking for you, ClearPath, to provide me with specific areas that we should be targeting for my SEO strategy as well. So I'm open to your recommendations here. My target customers, once again, are 2+ acre property owners who have $1 million plus property values. My current business, I've been in business for, let's say for the sake of this example, I've been in business for 1 year now, and we're doing on average $15,000 per month. The equipment that I run is a Bobcat T870 with a Fecon forestry mulcher attachment. We offer skid steer forestry mulching services, and our crew day rate is $2,500 per crew day. We provide 1 operator and 1 machine. I don't know who my main competitors are in the area, and I need you to make recommendations for how to assess that.
Don't know my main competitors. All right, let's see what we get.
Perfect. Okay, so the AI tool is it's kicking out an answer in real time. Jacob, I'll let you take it.
100%. So what it's doing here is giving us the full website structure and sitemap, which is something that you really need for Google to be able to index properly. It's giving us all of the slugs that would be behind the domain. It's giving us the competitor research strategy. It also gave us the primary targets, sort of the suburbs or sub areas around Nashville that meet the 2 acre over $1 million property. It's going to tell us exactly what to search to get the competitor strategies, what to look for in that search, and the SEO keyword strategy that it wants us.
That's gold right there. Forestry mulching, Tennessee. Land clearing, Tennessee. Brush clearing, luxury properties, Nashville. Long tail high intent forestry mulching services. land clearing, 2-acre property, Brentwood. Perfect. This is awesome. So which page would you like to tackle first? The structure targets your premium market while building local SEO authority across Nashville's wealthiest areas. Ready to start writing the content for each page? Heck yeah, let's rock and roll. Okay, so let's do another prompt.
Ready.
Thank you for providing me with this information. I want you to help me write the best on-page content to rank high in SEO search results specific for each page that you outlined. I want to start at the top and work through each page, and let's work through each page one by one. I want you to send me the first page that is written to the best of your ability, and then I want to review it for accuracy. Let's do each page one by one together. Let's rock and roll.
Okay,
Perfect.
so
Let's
spitting out the full content here. The hero section is the top section where you usually have like a really big title and your picture or video back behind there. Sorry, it's spitting out a lot for us right now. I'm trying to scroll back up. I'm going to have to wait till it's done. Look at this, guys. A frequently asked questions section. This is huge for Google right now because Google started putting out these AI overviews on the search, which that's a part of what we call answer engine optimization. So this is already recommending things that answer engine optimization needs. Again, the hero section is that part at the top where you're going to usually right below your header where you're going to see big picture video and your kind of main thing you're focusing on. The headline it's recommending premium forestry mulching services in Nashville and Williamson County.
That's gold.
That's gold because you're targeting not only the main city but also the main county. Go ahead, Austin.
Love it. Love it. No, keep going, please.
Subheadline, we're picking up more keywords here, but also letting our customers know where we are at. And it makes it nice looking, but also nice to read. We have to please two people with these pages. We got to please Google, and we also got to please the humans that come to the page. CTA button. This is huge. Get your free property assessment. It's already recommending property assessment versus just quote or estimate that 99% of other folks are going to use. Problem and solution section. Why Nashville luxury property owners choose forestry mulching. These types of sections are huge for SEO. Authority, huge for SEO. Services preview section. View all services. So it's going to actually put out more services. Service area sections. So we want to make sure that each of those high net worth areas that we targeted have specific content around them. Social proof. This is a recommended section. Obviously, if it puts out something like this, you need to feed it your real reviews. Final CTA section. Again, you're going to want another call to action further down on the page. Frequently asked question is huge, huge, huge for indexing and answer engine optimization.
This is awesome right here. Now, where my head goes, AI is the most fun time in the world to be an ADHD entrepreneur because you can go faster and get more done. So what we're not going to do is we're not going to build out every single page on this live stream with you, but I want you guys to see this. Just this alone right here, trained on the guardrails that it's trained on because of the data that it has been fed and the high performing websites that Jacob has built for hundreds and hundreds of companies. Like, it knows what to build and what to write. So if you guys want to go optimize your website and make sure that it's up to par on all the SEO best practices, like, this is just one of many things that ClearPath could do. The next thing that we're going to do is where my head goes is I'm like, okay, sweet. Frequently asked section, SEO rich content. Well, what do we know about AI? In this new AI revolution, I believe that the companies who get the outsized returns are going to be the companies who create the most content online. So my head goes to, great. Let's do another prompt here.
Got it. Ready, go.
Yeah, thank you so much for giving me all of this. We will come back to writing all of the SEO optimize pages. But for right now, I want you to help me build a content plan specifically for my industry based off of all of this information and what you know about me at Austin's Forestry Mulching in Nashville, Tennessee. I want to focus on creating content around the FAQs. Let's rock and roll. Where should I start? Just cranking.
Austin, a year ago, how much would you have paid for something like this?
Insane. Like, well, I mean, when I first came to you, I was just like, dude, yes, thank you for helping me with ads. And do you remember what we talked about? It was like, I also need help with an organic plan. Like how to go create organic content. And like historically, this has been the biggest pain from a lead gen perspective. Like if you're an owner or an operator, I know that you need to be doing this kind of stuff. I knew that I needed to be doing this kind of stuff. It's just hard because one, you're either cash flow constrained in the early days, or you just don't have the time to go think through all this stuff. Now we can get answers like this. And guys, once again, this is not ChatGPT. This is a specific AI advisor that is trained with guardrails specific to land clearing and forestry mulching businesses. Okay. The value here is in the fact that we have already trained this thing at the high level to put guardrails in place, and we have already put in mega prompts for how we would approach this at the high level. That's the work that we've done, right? That's why this triggers very targeted responses and answers within the forestry mulching and land clearing business. Okay. These are just one of many opportunities. And we could sit here for the rest of the day and go through different examples of lead flow, sales, pricing, hiring, capacity, right? This is just one of many things. Hey, let's do one more prompt here.
Okay. Ready, go.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for outlining the content calendar structure for me. I also have a specific question about how would you recommend I optimize my Google business profile to boost my search engine rankings with this content plan you have given me? What do we got? Austin's Forestry Mulching, Google business profile optimization strategy. Primary category, okay? Secondary categories. Business description. Tells us what to post on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
I love that it shows that, because with Google business profiles, the activity level, well, number one is pricing. Do you have pricing information or pricing questions answered? Do you have reviews, and do you have activity? Now there's more, of course, but those are the huge ones, and it's already hitting them with very little prompting.
For those of you who are in the ops training program in the paid portion or the ops accelerator, you know that every single week on the scorecard, this is something that I push you guys on. For those of you who are not in there, we hold guys accountable to a weekly scorecard. And one of the items on that is, what did you do for your proof posts? Okay. There's a very specific way to do a content strategy that actually drives more customers. You see, what most people do in this industry is they want to go create videos and content and hire, crazy video editors to do like cool machine stuff. When in all reality, that's just attracting other land clearing bros. If your goal is to grow the business, we should be crafting a content strategy, not based on how many followers and views you get, based on how much proof and credibility does it give you. You see, this system right here is trained on guiding you down the right path that is going to lead to more leads and more actual customers. Let's jump back over to the slide deck. Jacob, we said we were going to spend 10 minutes on this. We could spend the next hour on this easily, going through different examples of leads, pricing, sales.
Yep, we can't give away all the gold.
But here's the thing. It is this simple. When you ask and you give it context, it's going to give you an answer. All right.
Let this sink in. If all ClearPath did was stop you from underpricing one job a month, it would pay for itself 10 times over every single month. Or if all ClearPath did was bring you one extra qualified lead a month, it would pay for itself 10 times over every single month. And if all ClearPath did was help you close one more sale a month, it would pay for itself 10 times over every single month. If ClearPath told you the exact right time to hire, would it be worth it to you? What if ClearPath gave you the job description that you could copy and paste for your next operator, sales guy, admin, whatever your next hire is? This is the clarity you've been looking for.
So look, guys, if you're asking any of those questions on leads, sales, capacity, hiring, if it's 10 p.m. on a Tuesday and you're the only one awake in your household and you have that question, you can just pop it into the ClearPath chat and it's going to give you an answer that is trained on Jacob and I's combined knowledge bases. It's going to give you an answer specific to land clearing and forestry mulching business. If you're in the truck, if you're going to an estimate, you're like, okay, I have 3 questions that I'm trying to think through right now. You can pop those in right when you get to the job site. Ask the questions, because the reality is, and you've heard us talk about this before on the live streams, the speed that your business is going to grow is based on how fast you make decisions in your business. This tool can help you make decisions faster. When you have hundreds of questions bouncing around in your head that are all backlogged without a decision being made, they're just taking up operating bandwidth in your brain. Okay. If you're staring at a quote and you're about to hit send, you can ask ClearPath questions about this. Okay. We built this specifically for you. This is not for random entrepreneurs. This is not for random home service business bros. This is specifically for land clearing and forestry mulching guys. This is trained on thousands of hours of transcripts and trainings. All right. And here's the deal. We put out something called the Founding 100. And here's why we're only taking 100 people first into this tool. One, we want a small group so that we can obsess over answering the right questions. We want to make sure that this tool is giving you the right answers while Jacob and I are able to monitor it at a volume. Okay. You are going to get more of Jacob and I's attention, making sure that this thing is guiding you in the right way. Okay. If you stick around, I've got a bonus here where you can actually help shape the future of where this product goes. All right. Your feedback can literally build the roadmap for where we go. The future is endless with AI. All right. How we build this thing out is based on what you guys in the Founding 100 are telling us is most important to you. You see, this is the baseline right now. If all we did was just give you this, this would help you. But the possibilities are endless with where we can take this. The Founding 100 and what we're about to outline here is the only time this price is ever going to exist on our top tier pro plan. Okay. So what does Founding 100 get you? Well, one, you're going to lock in your lifetime price. You will be able to pay the founding rate today and lock that price in forever at the top tier pro plan. Now, what is pro plan? This plan allows you to train your own profile on you, your specific business, how you operate, the more knowledge you give it about your business, the better the answers are going to get. That is included in Pro Plan, okay? And then as part of the Founding 100, I've already mentioned this, but you will be able to help shape the roadmap for where we take this in the future. Now, I just want to state this. The goal and the vision is for this to be the absolute best land clearing, forestry, mulching AI advisor in the whole world, period. And I firmly believe that because of the combined knowledge bases that we have. We already have a baseline that would take anyone else who tried to do this between both of our experience, 5 years on Jacob's side, 3 years on my side, 8 years to catch up. 8 years. 8 years. So the baseline we're starting at is it's already going to be great right out of the gate. But where we go in the future is endless. The possibilities are endless. And you're going to get to help shape that based on your feedback and what you tell us is most important to you.
All right, so here's the offer. ClearPath Pro to the Founding 100 only. You get the full Pro access, unlimited questions, business memory setup so it knows you and you don't have to tell it over and over, guidance on what to track and feed it every month, as well as quick start videos so you can get a real win immediately. That's where we're pushing you. What's this actually worth? Guys, if ClearPath can save you from underpricing just one job, it's worth $3,000 a month in saved margin conservatively. The normal price when we open this up to everyone is going to be $4.99 a month immediately. That's the retail price once the Founding 100 is full. And that's just the starting price. I'm very confident we're going to end up going up from there. But this is what I'm so excited about, guys. For the Founding 100, 2-day only. 2-day only. Guys, we're going to be sending this to our organic list of 20,000 people, and that's before we start running ads. Everyone knows we both run ads and we do it well. When we run ads, we don't play. We wanted to reward the guys who've been following us on this live stream. We want y'all to be a part of this Founding 100. For today only, $2.99. Guys, $2.99, that's cheaper than anything on your truck or your machines. Probably even your trailers. That's the same price as like the cheaper Milwaukee Impact that you use every day.
What if the Milwaukee Impact could answer all those questions that we just went through? How many Milwaukee Impacts would you be buying, Jacob?
Oh, I already have too many. But I love that comparison because it's a tool. But guess what? This is a tool. And this tool can not only make you money, save you money, it's also going to save you time, and it's also going to give you clarity and ease your mind.
So picture this. Picture this real quick. Hey, if I went and bought a 5-gallon bucket of hydraulic fuel from Bobcat, and I poured half of it into my machine and I took it back and I said, hey, this didn't work for me. I want my money back. And they just gave me the money back for a half full or a quarter full thing of hydraulic oil. That would be crazy. But here's what we are guaranteeing with this. If you train ClearPath on your business, meaning if you spend the time to actually give it the answers to the questions it asks you during onboarding, and if you ask it 10 real questions in the first month, and if you don't believe that it is worth the $299, then email us. Guys, there is literally no risk in this. This right here, we're saying if you decide to take us up on this Founding 100 offer, and you believe that this is not worth the $299, all you have to do is just tell us. We will literally refund you and cancel it. No questions asked. 0 questions. This right here takes all the risk out of it for you. And why would we do this? Because we know how valuable it is on the back end. And we know that once you start asking questions that you're going to get value out of it. Because we know the knowledge base that it has been trained on. And we've also seen the hundreds and hundreds of questions that you guys have sent us that you are wanting answers to. And this right here can be the solution to the hundreds of questions that are bouncing around in your head at any given time. And look, if that guarantee was not enough, here's exactly what you're going to get. Okay, so think about it this way. This could be your bid brain, right? If you've gone through any of my trainings, you know what we teach is to first understand your crew day rate. So when you sign up here, you are going to have a crew day pricing calculator internally if you spend the time training the tool on you and your business. This is huge right here. The bid checklist. If any of you guys have been following Owen, the guy on Twitter, the 19-year-old kid who did 37,000 his first month, he jumped in our accelerator program last year, 90 days before launch, and he ripped 37K right out the gate. Guess what he told me was the most important thing from that training? He came out, snowmobiled with me this year, and he said, the thing I got the most value from was that site visit bid checklist. He printed it out, put it on a clipboard, showed up to the customer's site visits, and went down the checklist. That immediately showed him exactly what he needed to do to look like a professional right out the gate, which earned him respect from the customers, even as a 19-year-old. Okay, you are going to get that. If you want that, you just ask the tool. You also get plug and play pricing prompts. Okay, what does this solve? Well, I don't know my numbers. That's what this solves right here. If that wasn't enough, if you don't know how to go get leads on a consistent basis, what ClearPath can provide you with is a lead flow starter pack. I've already covered this multiple times, but the reason I initially started paying Jacob is because he has access to the proven ad scripts that perform well on Facebook. He knows exactly what the top performing videos look like and what the guys are doing when they film those, what they're saying on the video. Okay, ClearPath can tell you the exact script. Hey, Austin's forestry mulching in Nashville, Tennessee. What script should I film for my Facebook ad? What about SMS follow-up scripts? You guys have heard us talk about the best operators follow up 8 to 12 times to convert more of their leads into sales. If you don't know what to say, you just ask ClearPath, and it's going to give you a text and email follow-up sequence for this. And then for those of you who have already hired an admin, but you don't have an inbound lead call script, if you just ask ClearPath, it will give you a call script. What to say, when to say it, how to say it, and what type of information you need to collect to qualify that lead. That is the lead flow starter pack, okay? So what does this solve? How do I get more leads? If you go start asking ClearPath these questions and get this going in your business, you will be on the path to start getting more predictable leads. If those two weren't enough to throw this in, and mind you, this is all for the $299 price, $299. We're throwing in 90-day ClearPath implementation sprint. Now, what this includes is three different monthly live group calls with Jacob and I. Once a month for the next 90 days, we're going to jump on with people in the Founding 100 group. We're going to show you behind the scenes how we are using ClearPath to grow our business faster. And we're going to ask you what specific questions you have and what feedback you would like to see as part of the product. This is where you will help shape the roadmap into something that you want the AI tool to do for you. So you're going to get early access and input in shaping where we go with this thing. So what does this solve? Well, it solves how do you actually get value out of this? We're going to show you behind the scenes what we're doing. If those three were not enough, all right, I'm going to paint the picture here. Some of you who have been in the school group, you've had this specifically. You're like, I'm about to send this bid, or I'm about to launch this Facebook ad, and I really just want Austin to review this. I know this because many of you have sent me DMs asking this specifically. At this point, with the rate the school group is growing and still having a business over here, it's hard sometimes to respond to all those. But what I will guarantee is over the next 30 days, I will do an emergency deal desk. If you have one big question that after you've already asked ClearPath those questions and reasoned through it, if you still would like feedback from me on one big thing, I will throw in an emergency deal desk. Meaning, send me your question on what you want feedback on. I will record a Loom video in depth of how I would think about navigating that problem. You can do this before you send that bid, before you lose money, before you launch the ad, and I will throw this in, okay? And this solves, hey, I'm terrified of screwing up this big one right here.
That one only counts if you sign up while we're still live.
Great point. So this one is for live stream viewers only. If you're still on here, this is for live stream viewers only. Like, you have to sign up on the live to get this, okay? You have to sign up on the live stream in order to get access to this, to be very clear. And then finally, the last one. This is the fast action bonus. For the first 10 buyers, when I open up the link on the next page, for the first 10, you'll do a 30-minute one-on-one call with either Jacob or I. We are going to help you make dang sure that you get your numbers plugged into the system correctly. We're going to help you make sure that your crew day rate is set so that you're priced profitably, so that then you can go focus on getting the leads, optimizing your sales process, and fixing your hiring and capacity issues. And we are going to map 30 days of exact usage for where you can get the most value out of this. This is for the first 10 people only. So let's stack it up here. ClearPath Pro. Jacob, you mind to roll down through this?
Let's stack it up. Guys, the value here is crazy. Let's just review that real quick. I know you just saw it. I know y'all want to see the link. Stay with me for 1 minute. You get ClearPath Pro and limited access, locked in for life, $4.99 value. Crazy. Then you get the Bid Brain Pack, full clarity into how to actually bid. Bonus, Lead Flow Starter Pack as well. How to actually get leads and what to do. What next step do you actually need to take, and what the 90-day implementation sprint. That's where we're going to have at least one monthly call with you guys. Emergency deal desk, only if you sign up on this live. Guys, Austin and I's time is insanely valuable. We're both running high-functioning businesses that take our time every day. This is huge. Emergency deal desk, worth at least $1,000. Fast action game plan call for the first 10 today, $750 value. You're getting all of this for $2.99, guys. I know y'all spend more than that at the gas station. Lifetime price lock, month to month, cancel anytime. That's our guarantee. Show them that link.
All right, Chip, you fired up?
Fired up.
Is Chip ready to rock and roll? Okay, we've got a QR code. All right, so for the first 10 right here, grab your phone, go to the QR code. If for whatever reason the QR code does not work, you can go to landclearing.io/founding100. That's landclearing.io/founding100. Okay, so after 100 spots are taken, the price is going to jump to $4.99. I can guarantee you this, we'll never go down below that price. I don't know how long we'll keep it at the $4.99, but I know for a fact that there is more value in there than what even that price is. But at today, we're talking for the founding 100, you get it for $299.
And if you want to be a real cool kid, I've got the live admin panel up here. And I'm going to shout out the people I see that pop up here first.
So if you are on landclearing.io/founding100, and when you jump into this, I want you to post ClearPath in the chat after you take action on that. And as Jacob said, he's got the live feed going on the back. Okay. Now, if you've got specific questions, drop those questions in the chat. And here are some questions that we always get right here. We always get, hey, is this for beginners? Consistently, when people ask about ops training or ops accelerator, they're asking, what's going on over there?
They're going crazy. Okay, we got, it looks like Chris with New Ground Land Development. We got Green Brothers Land Management. Wow, hold on, it's hard to keep up.
I can hear your phone going off like crazy. I was going to ask you to mute, but are those notifications for signups?
Yes. Trying to get them to show up here. It's probably,
come on, Chip.
It's probably the lag.
All right, we got Chris, ClearPath, rock and roll. Chris, welcome aboard. Glad to have you in on the Founding 100. We got Ryan, Rye Mine Excavating. That's the first time I've seen.
Looks like we've got 1, 2, 3,
Welcome
4,
in.
5, 6.
I'm in. All right.
6 so far.
Oh, geez.
7. No, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
He said, I thought you were going to say $4,999.
Isn't that such a relief?
It is.
Man, yeah. Let's go.
Let's rock and roll.
I got to
mulching.
I think we're at 10. Let me see.
Are we at 10 already?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're at 9.
Okay, we got one more. We're at 9 already. Oh, we got timber shredders, rock and roll. That might be 10.
6, 7, 8, 9. Yep.
We got Sean DeShane. Okay, so the first 10 are gone. First 10 are gone. Okay, so for those of you, what's going on?
Nothing. I was just excited.
Okay. All right, so first 10 are gone. And so for those of you who were part of the first 10, we will schedule the 30-minute one-on-one call. We will go down in order of the purchases. Okay. And then we'll schedule the one-on-one call. We will help you plug your numbers into ClearPath. We'll make sure that you're set up, operating on all that. So we will schedule that with you after this live stream. What I want to cover next is this 30-day emergency deal desk. Now, a lot of you who have been in the school group, you have been asking the specific questions. Hey, Austin, can you just look at this for me real quick before I send this, right? And here's what I'm guaranteeing. If all 100 of you jump on, or if 100 people sign up on this call, I will make time for 100 of you to answer a specific question over the next 30 days with the emergency deal desk. And I know Jacob said that he will do his best as well on that, but Jacob's schedule is absolutely crazy right now with everything that he has going on. And so I told him, hey, if this is what it takes, I will do all 100 of them if we need to, but I know Jacob's willing to jump in as well here. So 30-day emergency deal desk. If you have something that you've already gone through and asked ClearPath multiple times, and you still want confirmation, or you still want one of us to look at it, we will guarantee that within the next 30 days, on that one problem or the one big question that you have, before you send that one big bid out, if you've got a specific question about your Facebook ad, hey, I really just want one of you guys to review this before I launch it. Okay. I will make time to do this. I will look at your specific question. I will put my operator hat on in your shoes, do my best to sit in your seat and say, what would I do in this scenario? And then I will record a Loom video and I will provide, hey, here are some things I would think about, or here are some things I would change before doing that. So if you sign up on this live stream, you're going to get access to this 30-day emergency deal desk.
Hey, can you show the QR code again?
Yep.
And guys, remember, obviously the first 10 got the 10 deal. Super cool. I'm stoked for you guys. We are past 10, but you're still getting an insane value in being the first 100 here. And remember, when we get off this live, we are going to be sending and fully launching this to our list of 20,000 people. So get this deal before we hit 100, please. Please, please, please. I would rather any of you who have taken the time to listen and join these live streams to get this founding 100 before the list. Please do it. Please do it. There's about 20 of you in there right now. 80 spots left. Get them.
Get them rocking and rolling. All right. Hey, let's just talk about this while this is up, Jacob. So the baseline right now, like, this is just the beginning. We are in an AI revolution. The people in the early 2000s who jumped on and saw the writing on the wall that, hey, if I figure out and if I invest time and money into figuring out how to leverage the internet to grow my business, those are the people who have massive market share at this point. We are experiencing a time right now, just like the Industrial Revolution, just like the internet boom, but now it's the AI boom. There will be people who jump on the bandwagon and figure out how to use AI early on, and there will be people who completely push it away. I'm a firm believer the people who jump on the bandwagon and figure out how to leverage AI into your own business are going to be the people who get the outsized returns.
And not to toot our own horn there, but we've done a massive amount of the legwork for you in terms of being able to implement your AI into your land clearing business. There is nothing that even comes close to existing that has this much information about land clearing and forestry mulching and growing your business from every possible lever or constraint than this AI. Literally, all you have to do is tell it a little bit about you and start using it. We have made it turnkey for you guys and insanely affordable.
Dude, let's just go back to the beginning of this. You remember when you flew out here and we
Yeah.
had that live podcast?
Mm-hmm.
How long ago was that?
Ooh, maybe going on 90 days ago.
That was right when all of this AI stuff started happening crazy. That was when the opportunities started really opening up. When you and I started talking about the possibilities of AI, you went home. Where did your head go? What does the future look like for the companies who adopt AI the fastest?
My head went straight to, in my opinion, it was our responsibility to make this happen for our industry. Historically, our industry is a little behind on technology in general. But I think that's changing. And I also think there is a great group of younger generation guys getting into this business. And I literally took that as a responsibility that we need to take this data that we have and make it accessible in a way that actually provides value to people's businesses every day. and we have to keep up, right? So you were kind of bragging on us earlier about how, you know, we've spent so much over time and managed so much over time. But guess what? Since everything's moving so fast, things are changing. The way I got guys leads 5 years ago is not the way we do it today. It has changed, and we have had to keep up with that. And I believe that's our responsibility. And I believe that is why we provide value to our guys, because we're staying on the cutting edge of it. And now we are bridging the gap between getting the cutting edge into your hands, whether you're able to afford paying thousands of dollars for coaching or agency fees yet. This is so accessible to everyone. That's what I love.
Yeah, and dude, I gotta say hats off to you, man. After we had that conversation up on my deck, there are those people in the world who just sit and talk about ideas all the time. And then there are those people who take massive action. And guys, if you don't know Jacob, or if you have not gotten to know him through listening to these live streams, like there's one thing that you will figure out quick is that he takes massive action. And if somebody has done something before him, and if they have the playbook, he will follow and execute the playbook. And it's pretty incredible to be around. And so the one thing that Jacob did after he flew back home, I remember we've been like texting back and forth, and he sent me like several screenshots of it. And I was like, dude, this is awesome. He started taking action so fast because he realizes that as an agency, the big question is, well, what does the agency business model look like moving forward? And the reality is, he knew that in order to continue dominating the industry, that he had to adopt AI internally. And so I know how many hours you have put in thinking through, okay, what does this look like moving forward? And to see what has come out of it is pretty awesome here. So hats off to you for putting in a lot of the work here.
Heck yeah. And same to you for pushing me. Like, me and Austin have this relationship that is very rare, where we really, really, he pushes me to be the best version of myself. Like, no holds bar, not afraid to say anything, completely open conversation. And I truly believe that Austin's conscious or subconscious coaching of me has allowed me to get further and provide more value to our customers. And the other thing, without being too cliche or sappy, that I want to say is, we've spent tons and tons of hours putting out free content to you guys. And I'm not going to lie, I was a little hesitant to make like a pitch to you guys live. But thank you so much for those of you that have seen the value in this and made the purchase. It really, really means a lot. And I don't say that to say, oh, we put out free stuff. Like, we did it because we wanted to. And this is the first real ask we've ever made. So I really appreciate you guys jumping on.
Yeah. And I'll second that as well. Here's one thing I will come back to. Both of us absolutely love the work that we do. We love the industry that we're in. We love working with you guys. And the free content is easy because we like doing it. Doing a pitch like this or an offer, right? It's hard. There is a mental battle that you have to fight the whole time of like, oh, what's going to happen? Like the fear of the unknown, what actually happens? And it's no different than you guys in your business, right? Some of you are in that phase of business right now where the newness, the shiny object portion of it has worn off. Jacob, you've talked about this before, but like the valley of despair, where the forestry mulching business, I saw these guys on YouTube. It's a cool business model. I can go operate the skid steer. That would be awesome if I can do that, right? Some of you are still in that riding the high phase, and then some of you are on the other side where you're like, oh, it is a cool business, and I still have to do the hard stuff of getting the leads, building a sales process, operating equipment all hours of the day, or confronting how to hire when I don't know how to hire. And look, it's no different than what Jacob and I just did here. Like leading up to this, it's just ups and downs, right? And we're just fighting a mental battle the whole time. And my encouragement is if anybody is listening to this, that mental battle never goes away. Here's one thing. If I can only share one thing with you guys on this call, if I've learned anything about anything, it's when it gets hard. And look, I'm a firm believer that there is a greater plan from a God who loves us and cares about us.
Yep.
I'm just a firm believer that if things get hard, we are being tested. Hey, how hard are we willing to work? How often are we willing to show up and do the things that are hard? And I've learned that when things get hard, there's usually something good on the other side if you just push through and keep doing the things that you know that you need to do. So here's what ClearPath is. What ClearPath is a fast track to getting answers trained specifically on guys who have been in the industry. What it's not is a magic wand that will just do all of the work for you. So here's the deal. It's still going to take work building these businesses. And guess what? If you keep showing up to these live streams, I'm going to keep bringing energy. Jacob's going to keep bringing energy and knowledge. And we're going to keep pushing the industry forward. Okay. Look, I'm a firm believer. Yes, I have a business here. Yes, I'm an operator in the industry. I genuinely love seeing you guys grow your business. For whatever reason, there is gratification that comes from it, right? Why do I do this? One, it challenges me selfishly to think through my system and my process and hone it so that I refine my systems better for my business. And it also challenges me to teach it in a way that we can communicate the system for how to operate, right? Now we have this opportunity with AI where we can train AI on the system and then you can go and get answers. But what this does not do is it does not show up and fulfill the work. It does not pick up the phone and start recruiting for your next hire for you. It will map out the plan. But my encouragement to you guys, especially the ones who have jumped in here, use the system, use ClearPath, right? To get the plan in place. But keep putting in the work. When you show up with a relentless work ethic day in, day out, and you have this tool on your side, guys, the people who combine work ethic and the tool are going to be the ones who dominate your market in your specific area. And my encouragement is to keep moving, especially when it gets tough, because the valley of despair hits every single time. What's the graph, Jacob?
Of uninformed optimism to informed pessimism. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, you're like, hey, that looks really cool. That looks awesome. That dude looks like he's making a lot of money. He has all this free time and a cool machine. And he works outside. And then you're like, oh, snap. I didn't realize there was all of this stuff. And then what a lot of people do there is they quit. Mm-hmm. But where we get paid and rewarded as business owners is when we push through that. We do the hard things and the hard work, but we also figure out what it takes to make the hard decisions to then get on the other side of it, where you now have informed optimism. When you push past that, that's when you get the outsized returns. But statistically, in a 5-year period, 90% of people quit. Push through. And I'm just going to plug it again. ClearPath is going to help you push through those times of uninformed or informed pessimism, because it has literally been trained on guys from $0 to $4 million a year in land clearing that have been in every stage and faced every problem that you have faced or will face.
I love it. I love it. And if you keep showing up to these live streams We're going to keep bringing it every Friday. So my ask for you guys is to, those of you who, I saw that we're at 20. Is that right?
Yep.
My ask is for those of you who are using the tool, use it, push on it, and then show up to those bonuses that we threw in there. And we're going to do our best to help you navigate and move faster in your situation. It's fun whenever you say, hey, this is hard and I don't know how to do it yet. And you push through that and you get on the other side. That's when true growth happens. And look, I don't claim to know everything by any means. Jacob does not claim to know everything by any means. And there are certain stages of business that we have navigated that we are 100% confident on pulling the right levers at the right time in. And that's what we firmly believe we can help you guys with. And when you combine both of the knowledge bases here, the AI tool is going to get you faster answers quicker. Okay, so if you haven't jumped in yet, right? I think we're over 20 now, or at 20. If you haven't jumped in yet, the QR code's right there on the screen. My question for you, you want to keep rolling at this thing alone, on your own, DIYing everything, letting those questions just burn and churn in your head, hundreds of questions just taking up operating space? Or do you want to get answers quick? Okay, if you want to get answers, that's what ClearPath is for. All right, if you're still on the fence, here's the deal. Without ClearPath, same month, next year. So picture this right now. It's April 24th. What is it, 2026? I've lost count at this point.
Yep.
Yeah. 2 kids, business, little sleep. Who needs sleep, right?
Yeah.
ClearPath doesn't, I can tell you that. Same month, okay? April 24th, next year. If you're still listening right now, I want you to think about it. Stop whatever you're doing and think about this day, April 24th, 2027. What is your current situation right now? If you could choose what your future situation looks like on April 24th, 2027, what would that look like? What does your life look like? What does your business look like? Within the context of business, how many machines are you operating? What does your team size look like? Heck, what do you do the first thing when you wake up in the morning? And what does the rest of your day look like if you get to choose? And guess what? If you're taking on all this risk, if you're starting and growing your own business, you can choose. See, the first place we start an accelerator is setting a target. And so my encouragement to you guys right now, if you're still listening to this, is set a 12-month target. Where do you want to be 12 months from now? And be as specific as you possibly can. 12 months from now, what do you want your business to look like? What do you want your day-to-day to look like? How much revenue are you going to be finishing April 2027 at? 40? 50,000 a month? 100,000? We have anybody setting a $100,000 goal? How about 2?
One thing I just want to tack on to that I agree with all that. I think it's amazing. But this business, it can be very expensive. and you can make very expensive mistakes. And I know very personally a story and of many stories that I don't know as personally, but I know exist of guys going bankrupt by bidding one job wrong. If it's not worth it for anything else but to avoid something that could destroy your business and keep you from going bankrupt, it's worth it for that.
(2027) April 24th. What do you want to be finishing the month of April at? My encouragement, if you're still listening, if you haven't wrote that down, if you got your phone on you, open up the notes app and write this down. April 24th, 2027. Title the note that. And then I want you to go down a couple lines and I want you to write this specific sentence. I enjoy generating, insert your target revenue in the month of April 2027. And remember, you get to pick. If you still haven't done it, I'm going to encourage you to do it one more time. For those of you who have not done this right now, if you're operating skid steer, take 3 deep breaths, stop what you're doing, and write this down. This is the foundation for everything. If you can set your target, then you can work backwards. Set the target for 12 months from now. Okay. So after doing that, I want you to write this down. What is the one thing that is holding me back from moving closer to that goal? If you've listened to any of these live streams, we've simplified this down. Most businesses, especially between the 0 and 1 million phase, the bottleneck is either in the leads, meaning you're not generating enough qualified people who are interested in buying your services. That's number one. Number two is, hey, I'm generating leads, but I'm not turning those into qualified buyers. That means your sales process is holding you back. If you're generating consistent lead volume from Facebook, from Google, from your website, from referrals, and if you are closing on average 30 to 50% of your sales, of the quotes that you send, then you likely have work on the books. Here's something I taught in Accelerator last week. Here's a quick rule. On the capacity, if you are less than 2 weeks out, you likely need to focus your effort and energy getting more leads or closing more sales. If you are booked 3 to 4 weeks out, thumbs up, you're moving in the right direction. Now, some of the people who are in the Accelerator program have the opposite problem. They're booked up 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks out. If you're booked up 8, 9 weeks out, here's the issue right here. You've got a pricing problem in a good way, but you're likely scared to raise prices at that point. So if any of this resonated with you right now, you could take your current situation and plug that into ClearPath and ask it, what should I do next? And ClearPath is trained on the knowledge base from our side on the knowledge base from Jacob's side, and it's going to make a recommendation to paint the picture for a clear path forward. Like what I did there? This is the value of an AI tool right here. Okay. If you're an entrepreneur, you likely have hundreds of questions bouncing around in your head. Getting the quick answers to those questions is where the value of something like this is going to come in. Okay. Knowing what to do and when to do it is where the value is going to come in. So if you're still on the fence, right? And if you've clarified your 12-month target, you can keep going at it alone without ClearPath. And the harsh reality is you already know what reality looks like under that scenario. But what if you could get real answers to every single decision you're trying to make? And what if it only costs $299? like I still have to kind of catch myself when I say it. It's like it's $299. In the grand scheme of things, this is absolutely nothing for what this is trained on. It's less than most any expense you're going to have in this business. I'm trying to think of something that's less than $299.
Maybe filling up the chainsaw's gas.
Paper clips for the office. It's about the only thing. Everything that breaks on that skid steer, I swear, it's like, good night. There's another $1,500 fix. There's $1,600 right there. It's like every single time, right? But it's just part of the business, right? And so, like, rather than complain about the $1,500 or $1,600 fix, the approach that Jacob and I like to take is, well, what if we actually fixed our pricing to account for the fact that we're going to have X percentage of repairs and maintenance every year? And what if we just built that into our budget so that we're priced accordingly on every single job? You see, that's the kind of knowledge that this thing is trained upon. So if you're still on the fence about it, then we want you to consider getting a fast track to the answers, right?
Yep.
With ClearPath.
I actually just had 2 guys report last week that started with me about between 6 months and a year ago, and using this same knowledge base and their data encouraged them to raise their prices. And both of them reported that their average job value has doubled in the last 6 months. And their close rate has increased because they're following the systems.
Guess See, that's the... Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, guess what? That's what happens.
And they were using ClearPath?
Yep.
What's crazy is I think a lot of guys are scared to raise prices. But when you're booked up 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, you've already done something to build brand. And this is a topic we haven't dove into yet. And I'll be excited to do this on a future live stream. But those of you who have already built brand, like if you've got machines rocking and rolling and you're booked up 8 weeks and you're closing 70%, it's time to raise prices.
Yeah.
And when most guys do it, William, if you're listening, like I'll share a little bit about our call this last week. Like, William has been cranking in the school group, right? He's running ads, he's closing jobs, he's booked out. He raised prices once earlier this year. His close rate didn't really change, and so he's raising prices again. The reality is, if you're in these groups, like, you're going to hear from Jacob and I that we are fans of creating better businesses that offer better services to our customer, that pay people better wages, and therefore it's just going to demand oftentimes the highest price in the market. And the harsh reality that most people don't understand is that there are two different buyers. There are buyers in the market who want the cheap, and then there are buyers in the market who want fast, great service, great people to deal with. And so in order to build that business, it's going to require you to go up market. And so ClearPath is going to come back with answers, pointing you in the right direction to keep building a better business, investing in better systems, hiring better people, paying people better wages, holding people to higher standards. Why? Because everybody wins in that scenario. The customer gets a great service. The people who work at the business have an enjoyable work life. They get paid well. And the business generates enough profit to reinvest back into great equipment, great people, and in turn, great service.
Yep.
Guys, if you're still on the fence, what's our current number at here?
We're right at 20.
Okay.
And I will repeat, because again, I want you guys in here first. But when this live stream's over, we're blasting this to our 20,000 person organic lead list of land clearing companies we've talked to over the last 5 years. And then once we get past that, of course, in the future, we'll move to paid marketing. But that 100 is going to fill up so quick when we send this out. I would so rather it be you guys, but we're going to do that either way. So if you're going to do it now for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, we didn't even talk about the API integration.
I know, that's what I want to say. Like, man, this is just the beginning. Just the beginning.
I've got a question over here in the chat. What's the support email for that?
support@landclearing.io. It should be on there in the footer, I believe.
Cool. support@landclearing.io. Jeff, did you make 40 grand already? $40,000. From $0 to $40,000 in less than 15 minutes of signing up with ClearPath. I'm just kidding.
Right.
Now that would be some marketing BS right there. I am curious what Jeff was referring to, though. Jeff,
maybe that's his goal when you were talking about the goal for the.
Oh yeah. That's right. Oh heck yeah. Oh yeah. 40 is for sure doable. For sure doable. Okay, what else did we not cover, Jacob?
Man, we covered about 4.5 milliseconds of things that ClearPath can actually do. Yeah, guys, just got to get in there and start using it. Of course, just reiterating that this is only the beginning. Please give us as much feedback as humanly possible, because we want to just make it. It's great, but we want to make it so much better and do so much more.
For sure. Okay, so when the stream ends, once again, a reminder, the live-only bonuses are gone. All right? So if you want that emergency deal desk where you get one of us to jump in, assess what you're going through, give you feedback, record a Loom video, give you an answer on that over the next 30 days. This could be a bid that you're sending. This could be a marketing campaign. This could be a video ad review. We will take it based off of whose knowledge base it sits in. So if it's on the systems and operations side, I'll jump in and take it. If it's on the ad side, we'll send that to Jacob and he can take a look at it. Okay. So once again, that live bonus is going to be gone once we end this live stream. So if any of you are still on the fence, $299. Okay. landclearing.io/founding100.
Okay, let me read off. People keep asking about the top 10. I'm going to read off the emails for the top 10.
Okay. Rock and roll. That'd be a great one.
Ready?
Yep.
Chris at newgroundlanddevelopment.com. Number
Let's
one.
go.
Green Brothers Land Management at gmail.com. C Salisbury 0301 at gmail.com. RYMINLLC at gmail.com. Info at vicomulching.com. Anbarmike at gmail.com. Matt McGowan1 at verizon.net. WLarson25 at gmail.com. Sean at brushxclear.com. And Mike at thompsonlandclearing.com. That's the top 10, guys. Congrats.
Rock and roll. Congratulations. We'll get an email out to you guys from both of us here, and we'll make sure that you get those bonuses scheduled. Look, let's rock and roll with that thing. Thanks for jumping in. You're going to be one of the ones moving fast here. I love it. All right, once again, 2 roads. You can keep going. You can keep guessing on bids. You can hope the leads keep coming in. You can handle every decision alone, or just let 100 more questions pile up in the back of your mind unmet. You can be in the same place 6 months from now. You can be in the same place 12 months from now, too. Or if you get ClearPath, you can ask questions before every bid. You can ask before every single follow-up. Heck, you can even ask it to write the follow-up sequence once for you so that you don't ever have to do it again. You can ask before big decisions. You can have tighter follow-up sequences, okay? Cleaner responses. And ultimately, when you start making those decisions on those questions that are bouncing around in your head, you're just going to be more calm and less anxious in general. Okay? So look, I'm going to reiterate this. First 10 is already gone. We need to mark a line through that. Okay, so those are already done. The people who jump on the live stream will get access to that 30-day deal desk, where either Jacob or I will review that.
And guys, don't be worried. Like, you're getting so much value being in the Finding 100. You're getting so much value having signed up on the live. Those of you that got the first 10, you're getting that extra bonus. But if you weren't the first 10, you're still getting, what, 5 bonuses?
Yeah. So look, we're going to wrap this up here shortly. So if you want to make sure and secure that 30-day deal desk where you get either Jacob or I to review your current situation on one of those big decisions that you're making after you ask ClearPath, then make sure to jump on the live. QR code's right there, landclearing.io/founding100. Jacob, what's the future possibility with AI? Like, where the heck, what are all the possibilities? Just riffing on it right now, where this thing could go.
One of my favorite things is just speed to decision. I believe as business owners, we get decision fatigue really easily. That's my favorite thing that it solves right out the gate. But I don't want just arbitrary decisions to go off of. I want to know I'm getting it from real solid data, right? The next step of that, I think, is what kind of came about February, March, is where it's starting to be proactive and recommend stuff proactively based on what it knows about you. To where it's such a crazy productivity tool that it's creating things before you even ask for it or before you think you need it or want it. You've said this before, anything that can be done on a computer very soon will be able to be done by AI. I was editing someone's website, admittedly, while driving the other day.
Oh, jeez.
Well, why do I say that? It makes me look bad, right? Because most of you, every time you call me, you're either in the machine, I hear the in the background, or you're driving. I hear the tires on the highway. You are going to become so much more productive, and it's going to save you those late nights at 10 p.m. sitting on your computer. You're going to win more jobs because you're going to be able to send detailed proposals faster. as soon as you're done walking the property, without having to do as much work. That's the big wins right now. As for the future, I have lots of ideas, but I think I better hold some of those for next time.
Yeah, let's save them for next time. The premise, though, what I think the future looks like is, if it can be done on a computer, at some point AI will be able to do that. And so I'm a firm believer that, and this is why we've prioritized AI so much in both of our businesses, the people who adopt and figure out how to use it the fastest are going to be the ones who get the outsized returns over time. Simply put, I believe that if it can be done on a computer, it will have the AI will have the capability to actually do it. Okay. Now, whether or not businesses adopt it or not, that's up to them. Whether or not you adopt it or not, it's up to you as a business owner. I can tell you this, I'm adopting it and have been adopting it since we started learning how fast it was moving. Jacob's adopting it. And the first 20 people who jumped on, you're adopting it. We're going to go, and we're going to go fast. So if you're still questioning whether or not you're going to be part of the Founding 100 or not, there's the QR code right there, landclearing.io/founding100. We're going to wrap this up here. Okay, we'll leave this up for a couple more minutes. We're going to end this live stream at the 50-minute mark. I've got 46 right now. So if any of you are still questioning this, you got 4 minutes to claim those live stream bonuses. Jacob, what else you want to share? Anything?
I keep trying to send this support email, but it won't let me put an email or a link in the chat.
Oh, geez.
support@landclearing.io.
The software won't? There, I put it in there.
Oh, you can put in links, just not me.
I guess.
There we go.
I guess we need to make you an admin of the live stream.
I was like, why does it keep blocking this? There we go. That's it, guys. And if y'all want to know something sneaky and cool, that email is wired directly to my AI agent, which will go to work on any problems as soon as you email it, whether it's the middle of the night or right now.
Chris said, please don't show this to my competition for a week or two anyway. Look, here's the deal. For those of you who jumped in, like, you get it. You get it. Hats off to you for being able to recognize patterns in the world. Like, if you just look at history, this has happened multiple times over and over again. And there's no question in my mind, if you look back at history, the people who have adopted the new technologies the fastest are the ones who get the outsized returns. So here's the other part of this equation. Chris, most people just are going to not only take the approach of being uncertain about it, I'm hearing most people be like, you got to be careful with that stuff. And it still blows my mind. Most people don't like change. And so that's the reality that you're dealing with. But if you're one of the few who is going to jump on board and adopt this fast, you're going to move a lot faster. Okay, we've got 1 minute. We're going to close this down here in 1 minute. So if you're still considering this, claim this on the live stream to get the 30-day deal desk bonus. Jacob and I will review your current situation, and we will give you an answer specifically tailored from one of us personally via a Loom video. After this, that bonus is going away. There are still some slots as part of the Founding 100. Okay. We are going to announce a deadline for this Founding 100 offer. So one of two things, and we'll do this with an email sequence following up here. If you're still considering it, we're going to give a deadline over the next week for you to jump in. So one of two things, either we get to 100, either 100 people take us up on this offer, or the deadline happens, and that will be announced via email. And then the price is going up to $499. And I can guarantee you this, like, we will never go below that price for the pro plan.
Yeah.
Because we know how much value is in here. Okay. Okay.
Hey.
That's eight. Go ahead.
I was just going to tell them to try to email again. I think the email got a little overloaded sending everybody, but it should be good to go.
Cool. Sweet. Support@landclearing.io. Support@landclearing.io. Okay, perfect. We're going to wrap this up. Once again, guys, thanks so much for tuning in to the ClearPath AI launch. If you're still with us, watching on this live stream, thank you for tuning in. And thank you for those of you who continue to show up week after week. We firmly believe that the system that Jacob and I have built here is going to be a great baseline and a great starting point for those of you who want to adopt AI. And we know how much time, effort, and work we are going to put into this to make this the best AI advisor specific to the land clearing and forestry mulching space. And we're excited for those of you who have decided to jump on and join us along this journey. So thank you for those of you who have jumped in the Founding 100. Congratulations to the first 10. We will be reaching out via email. And for those of you who are still on here and want to keep coming to the live streams, to tune into these chats, we do these every Friday, 7 a.m. Mountain Time, 8 a.m. Central. We'll see you next week. Guys, don't forget, work hard, do your best, never settle for less.